Hey there, everybody. Welcome back with the Plat. Today we are talking about Eiyuden Chronicles. I'm going to give you some tips for the early game that should be able to help you out and have a more pleasant experience. These are things I've learned while playing that I kind of wish I understood a bit better. And yeah, now that I know them, I'm going to share them with you. But really quick, before we jump into it, boom! Thank you very much to the members and to the subscribers. You guys make it more fun to do this, and that's an important thing to have when you're making video game content. It's to have fun. So, first is going to be a bonus one. This is an honorable mention because I already did a video kind of covering it. But honorable mention, have Cassandra as your support. Maybe always, but I'm sure there will be other supports with other good things. But I'm telling you, I already made a video on this. It will come out or it has come out. It's probably going to come out after this one, honestly. So look forward to that. But absolutely broken support, very powerful. And when you have Cassandra in your party, be careful. If you switch her out, let's say you're at a save point and you form party and you switch Cassandra out because you see some wood you want to harvest, so you're going to get increased logging points. If you switch Cassandra out for Karen to get that wood, you will not be able to switch Cassandra back in. You have lost access to the ability to form parties at save points, so be very careful. Just leave her in your party. It's that powerful. I'll talk about it more in a different video. That's not one of these tips specifically. Now, let's jump into it. So one thing that I thought was not very clearly explained was attack ranges. So let's talk about it really quick. Let's take a look. I'm sure I got all kinds of different attack ranges. Okay, we got medium, we got S. So if you could take a look, it's going to be, how do I highlight this? Is my mouse here? You guys can't see my mouse. But if you look underneath the character, you see their weapon is Scrappy Kick, you know, and then beneath that is going to be the attack of the weapon damage type, and then the range of the weapon. So S, the red S is short, the yellow M is medium, and then the blue L is long. So there's three different ranges, at least that I've seen. And they basically mean how many tiles away can you attack. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles in the game, right? There's 2 rows on your side, and then there's 2 rows on the enemy side. And basically this means short can attack 1 row ahead of it. So you also count your own rows, basically. But if, let's say, I have a short character back here like this, right? This character cannot attack the enemy with his attacks at all. He just doesn't have the option. He has short range. He can only go 1 tile. So the 1 tile in front of him is this tile, okay? So he can't do anything. So if they have short, you want them always in the front. So this means he can, as short, he can attack the front row. So medium is basically, you can attack 2 tiles ahead. So this is kind of interesting because medium can go in the front or the back. So if I have a medium range character here, he can attack the front row of the enemies, right? So the 1 tile in front of him is this one, and then the second row in front of him is the enemy's first row. So he can attack the front row. But if you have a medium range in the front row, you are going to be able to attack the second row, the back row of the enemy. So they could attack actually both row of enemies if they're in the front row, and if they're in the back row, they can only attack the front row, which is kind of interesting. And then long basically always wants to be in the back row. They can attack 3 tiles away. So even if they're in the back row, they can still attack the back row of the enemies. So that's how the attack ranges work. It wasn't super clear to me because medium was like, sometimes I can attack this row, sometimes I can attack that. But after like kind of playing a little bit, you kind of learn it. But I just kind of want you to know, like, first thing I did is I put a short range in the back row, and because I wanted to see how their attack worked, if they could attack. They couldn't attack. I ended up losing the fight because my characters couldn't attack. So now you don't need to worry about that. So a second one here, super important, super important. I'm kind of going to go more into this into the Cassandra video, but essentially what I'm going to tell you here is level up your backup characters. Yes, that's important. Everyone knows to level up more characters. They'll level up really fast. Don't worry about it. It won't take too long. I know it's a lot of characters. They'll level up pretty fast. But level them at least to the point where they can equip a magic rune. So you'll get some characters like that will just be able to equip runes, right? Everyone can equip runes, but you'll be able to get ones that can equip magic runes. These are super important. You can see I haven't done this all, but what I'm going to tell you is equip your backup characters with healing runes. If your backup characters have healing runes and you have Cassandra in your party, that means during any point, like let's say this character, my healers are out of mana, right? So I had different characters in my party. I had my main healer was Malor, and then I had Francesca, who is a damage dealer, but some people have her as a healer, right? So I had them healing, and then they ran out of MP. So now I couldn't heal anymore. But if I have a backup character with runes of healing, I get to switch them in, and now I have another healer, right? Just whenever you want. So, and even if I, hypothetically, let's say I had this MP. She's my main healer, and she still had full MP. If I get to a save point, because save points don't heal you, I could still switch in Euthus, who has my healing ability, and I can come over here, and I could have him use all his mana, which I did, but the point is, you know, hypothetically, I came out here ready to go. I already recorded a video where I showed this, but I have him heal everybody up to full, and then I get to switch back in my main healer, who still has all of her MP for the boss battle. So equip these backup characters with magic. Equip them with powerful healing spells because, so I forgot to preface this video. All of this is going to be coming from the difficulty perspective of playing on hard with all the restrictions on. Hyperinflation, no escape, double MP, SP consumption, and no HP recovery item use in battle. The no HP recovery item use in battle means you need to go into battles with SP, or, you know, with MP so you could heal. Also, the double MP SP consumption means you get way less healing in general. And the no escape means you don't have an option. Like, so this, in the hyperinflation, this all equates to healing is difficult. Healing gets harder and harder, you know, or it's hardest in the early game, but it's like the items are few and far between once you start using them. If you have to start buying them, that's very expensive, and you're not getting money from the battles to buy the items. When you're trying to heal in combat, one, you can't use your items, you have to use your MP, and the MP's consumption is doubled. And then outside of battle, yes, you could use your items, but again, they were hard to obtain. So make sure you're equipping runes on your backup characters, and typically have them healing runes because it'll help you sustain way more, so you won't need to run all the way back to town to heal to try to go back in and grind to get stronger. It'll just help you kind of go through here. Another thing, because we're playing on a harder difficulty, there are a lot of items. Sorry, my controller's broken. There are a lot of items that are complete dog shit. When I say complete dog shit, I mean do literally nothing here. So if we take a look at this restriction here, no HP recovery item use in battle. HP recovery items will become unusable during battle. I actually think there's a bug where this is all items, not just HP recovery ones. But like, there are items that have no purpose. And the first one that I spent all my money on, and then I didn't think about it, was the revival item. The revival item, when a character dies, you could use an item to revive them with like 1 HP or something, right? You can't use that in battle at all. And you're like, well, maybe it's good outside of battle. After combat is over, your characters stand back up with 1 HP, meaning it's a literally unusable item. So what you should do is, I'm already doing pretty good a job of this, but sell all your unusable items. Same thing with the antidote herbs. At least in my situation, maybe they're going to patch it, because that's an item that does nothing. You can't use it in combat to remove poison, and outside of combat, poison is healed, right? So find all these items that are useless and sell them, sell them, sell them, sell them. In the early game, you need money. Money is hard to come by if you want to upgrade your weapons. I mean, you're going to get it in chests and stuff, but enemies aren't dropping any. So it could be pretty hard and pretty easy to run through all your money fast. So kind of figure out all these items you can't use during combat, and figure out when you can't use them outside of combat. And if you can't use them in or outside of combat, you got to sell them. Get them out of your inventory fast, because they're just taking up space, which is limited. And then they're also just not helping you at all. And they'll actually help you a little bit because you can make money off of them. So this one is less of a gameplay tip and more of just a quality of life thing that I'm kind of happy they put in. But if we come over here to the stats screen, we could hit Y once, Y twice, and we can get to the rune screen. So what's really cool about this is you can actually look at what types of runes characters will unlock, which is, I think, super valuable. So you can see that, yes, he's going to unlock at level 28. He's going to unlock his next rune. But this rune is any type. The circle is all types of runes, right? And then at level 42, he's going to unlock an enhancement rune type, which is basically some sort of stat enhancer. So this guy doesn't have that many rune options, but let's come over here to Noah, right? So you can come to this screen and kind of decide which characters you want to level up to which breakpoints based on which runes you need. Ones that are super important to look at is here, for example, right? This one, and when you see no symbol on it, this means that this is a character unique rune. This is only this is not going to be one you equip a rune slot in. This is basically going to be a new attack or whatever, a new ability that is going to be unique to this character, which it might be a passive. Who knows? I don't know yet. I haven't got this character up to level 28. But that lets you kind of target what you want to go for, right? So a perfect example for me was what character was it? I don't know if they're in my party right now. I don't remember. But there was a character that had like a they had like a unique rune that I wanted to unlock, and it was like 2 levels away. And so I just went and did that. So basically this tip is like, take a look at the runes, right? If you look at the screen, you can see exactly what level and exactly what kind of runes you will get. That way you can kind of prioritize leveling up characters. Because yes, you should level up everybody, but when there's like 100 characters, or even like early game when you have 15, 20 characters, it's annoying to level up all of them, right? So you can easily target the ones that you want to target. Finally, just a general gameplay tip again is save your MP. Do not use your MP for frickin' anything besides healing, and even then, try to not use it for healing on your main healers, because MP is super hard to recover. You have to use an item or you have to go to an inn. Those are the only 2 ways. I mean, that's not uncommon. Games have it, but some games will have it when you attack, you recover MP. Sometimes there'll be skills that can recover MP, like meditate, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So far, I've seen nothing like that. It's just items, and it's going back, and not even save points recover your MP, right? You have to go back to town, and you can't fast travel, at least at this stage of the game. So going back to town and resting is pretty much the only way to recover MP on all your characters. So you want to save your MP, especially do not use your MP basically for attacks. Don't use a black mage style character in the early game. The amount of damage you're getting is not worth the MP cost. When you have all these restrictions up and keeping yourself fully healed for fights is really difficult, you really need to have you need to have your MP saved for healing, because it's the only way for you to heal within battle, period. And bosses can hit really hard in AoE attacks, and you're going to need to be able to heal. And so beyond only being able to heal in battle with it, the damage you get from doing magic attacks is just not that much higher. Like, it is good, but a lot of these characters, like even Francesca, who has one of the best magic stats early game, Francesca, whatever, she can do auto attacks for roughly like maybe 20% weaker than her magic attack. But if you just have her with healing, boom, she can now be super good. But that's not to say that that magic attacks don't have its place. Like, I just fought a boss that countered every non-magical attack, but even then you could use characters with magic attacks. You know, their normal attack is a magic attack, right? So look for things that are going to save your MP. Mostly use your MP for healing, and try to use it inside a battle when possible. And don't use it on your main healers unless you're like in a boss fight and you're trying to get through something. But this is why you equip runes on your backup characters, like I said earlier, right? You have Youth. This is a perfect example for me. I don't use him at all. I probably will at some point, but just right now I'm not using him. And he has a rune of water. So I got to a save point. I got to switch him in. I got to heal up my party. I got to switch him back out. Now my main healer still has their MP. My secondary healer, or, you know, my other characters still have their MP. And then I could kind of use these guys as MP healing batteries. And I'm sure I'll use them for more than that later. But right now, just be able to put them in, heal, put them back out. They're basically like free potions, because when you go rest, they're all going to get their MP back. And this is basically like bonus MP that you need to be using. Very powerful, especially when you got all the difficulty options on. It's just like, none of them specifically are that insane, but they all intertwine in a way to make a really difficult situation that I find really fun. I really enjoy it. It's been a great experience so far, but it's something you really got to consider. Consider your sustain. You could easily get yourself like in a locked state if you're not being careful, I feel like. But yeah, those are the tips for this one, guys. I hope you enjoy your experience. Also, I should say, I guess as another bonus tip, save your money. Use your money for actual physical upgrades. Don't buy just items, and don't buy like healing items that much, because again, we're using the MP battery system to mostly keep ourselves healed. You'll pick up enough in the world to kind of cover the gaps. And then besides that, you don't want to be buying, I typically don't even buy like armor. You're going to keep finding better armor, and unless you're getting absolutely destroyed, the armor is expensive and it's not that much better. I mean, a couple points of defense is actually a big deal. The defense stats are very important in this game. The difference between 109 defense and 82 might seem like 25, 27, but it's actually like the difference between this character taking 100 damage and this character taking 15 damage. Like, it's a really, really big, the way the formula works seems to be very significant. But I still don't think you should be spending your money on equipment most of the time. Save your money until you really need it for stuff, and probably use it to upgrade weapons on like your main character. The characters that are never leaving your party, you can equip weapons on them. And then sometimes here and there, go ahead and buy a thing like a scarf. Not a scarf, but you know what I mean, like an equipment. But yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you very much. For Platypus is for Platypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye!